What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Sheehan Show with me, Sean Sheehan, here on Sherdog.com, and I'm after the bell just as PFL 9 2025 has finished, and they've done it again. And another, like, this card, this wasn't the blow-away card that maybe we've seen throughout the rest of the year. You know, the PFL have put on amazing cards, but I don't know, has a card left you feeling as good as this one at the end of it? It was an amazing main event, back and forth in an odd way, in terms of, like, it was a back and forth because you're through the rounds rather than in the rounds, if that makes sense. One guy won one round and the other guy won another round, and so on and so forth. And when we got to the end, it all came down basically to round one, and it was tinterhooks on the judge's decision. I'm actually waiting for the cards to come out now. I'm going to be refreshing as we go, but here we go. The cards have just come out. I believe the judges got it all right anyway. So we'll check here in a second now. But it was an absolutely mesmeric fight. So yeah, and just looking at here, all three judges gave Alfie Davis the first, the third, and the fifth. All three judges gave the second and the fourth to Rabidanov. That's perfect judging. They got it absolutely correct in every single way. So that was absolutely fantastic from them. I must say that it was a fight. You know, I interviewed Alfie Davis a few weeks back, and it was not that he made me believe, but he made me believe that he believed. And that's not easy for me to do. The socials put out a clip of me saying it, you know, that I've interviewed a lot of fighters down through the years, and, you know, I don't necessarily believe them all when they tell me, you know. But with him, I'm like, wait, he actually believes it, and that he did, and he went out and he won the fight in the fashion. It wasn't an amazing, you know, obviously went to the decision. It wasn't an amazing knockout or an amazing tactical performance or anything like that. But what he did in the fight was nothing short of mesmeric. Now, I don't think Rabidanov had his best night, but Davis certainly had his and looked really, really good. So we'll start off and we'll go through the fight. So it was pressure from Rabidanov from the start, from the very, very start. Alfie was throwing his counter left hook all the time. You know, a little bit tentative, but then a right hand landed. And that was the key. That right hand that landed in the first round won him the fight, because it left a little mouse on the side of the head of Rabidanov. I think actually both commentators called it, but Randy Couture saw it very, very quickly. And it was a hard right hand. You know, Alfie was throwing a few of his kind of showboat shots and kind of got hit a little bit with those after those fancy kicks, once especially with a right hand down the middle, but he didn't land enough of those kicks to the body and to the legs as well to have him like a little bit ahead. And I think his right hand was better than Rabidanov's right hand. So for me, I think that was enough for him to win round one. Now, very, very close. If this fight had been scored 48-47 for Rabidanov, I absolutely would have no issues with it whatsoever. But it all came down to the first round. If any of the other 4 rounds had been scored wrong, I would have had a bit of an issue with it, I think. So in the second round then, Rabidanov very quickly in for a trip, very quickly with the takedown into the guard. Alfie kind of kicks out, but Rabidanov stayed on top, got back to the guard, into half guard, then started landing a few on top, can't get to the mount. Alfie was kind of holding on whole round on top, so that was clearly Rabidanov round 1-1. At that stage, then Davis came back and he took the third, landed a left hand to start, lovely combination. He was kicking very, very well, landed some nice knees. Rabidanov pressuring a lot, but nothing with it. You know, Alfie landed a nice elbow. Then he spun a couple of times. He landed a spinning elbow at the very, very end, but also landed a lovely body kick. 2-1 Alfie at that stage for me. Then it was 2-2. After the fourth round, not much in that. Early double leg for Gadzi Rabidanov. Quarter mount, side control, half guard, and just stayed on top. Bit of ground and pound, not much. Now, we could do a whole podcast on this, but the rules have changed. I reported it here on Sherdog back in 2021, actually, but it's officially changed now. If you think this is a 10-8, it's no longer a 10-8 under the current rules. Not enough damage. You need damage now to get a 10-8. He had the duration, he had the dominance, he didn't have the damage. So a 10-9 round. And then in the fifth, again, I would be very disappointed if the judges didn't give this to Alfie Davis. He was picking his shots, landed lovely counter right, landed loads of straight lefts right down the middle. He stopped the takedown early, more straight lefts after that. Rabidanov did land one nice right hand, but answered back quickly with a Davis knee and then a stop takedown again. It was all Davis here through 3 minutes. Rabidanov was chasing him around and landing absolutely nothing. Got a takedown to Rabidanov with 80 seconds left and landed nothing. So clear Davis round for me, and Davis does it and he picks it up. He picks up the win. The judges scored it exactly how I scored it. Round 1 Davis, round 2 Rabidanov, round 3 Davis, round 4 Rabidanov, round 5 Davis. Chances are if you had one more round it would have been 3-3. So it was one of those fights. It wasn't a great fight, won't be fight of the year contender, but it was on the edge of the seat. Who's going to win this part, who's going to win that part? Rabidanov, I think he'll wake up in the morning and he'll think, what happened to me there? I think Alfie Davis at times just mesmerized him and stopped him from getting his entries. Now it's one of those ones where if we had an hour to analyze it, there's probably a lot to say about it, but very, very good win for Alfie Davis, and he goes on. Now he said he wants to come back and go on the tournament again next year, so I'll watch that if he indeed does. Then we had the women's flyweight title, and the judging was kind of all over the place in this for the first 2 rounds. I believe one judge had it 2-0 Carmush, and the other 2 had it 1-1 if I'm not mistaken. 2 judges had the second round for Carmush, which I'm absolutely baffled by altogether. I had a 2-0 Bishop going into the third, but none of it mattered because the fight finished in the third. So just to run you through it, Jenna was more aggressive with her striking and landing lefts in the first round. Liz ended up switching stances because of it. Jenna failed on a takedown and ate a right hand coming in, but Bishop kind of won a long clinch and landed some nice knees inside there. Liz landed a nice combo late. I think if she'd 10 seconds more, she would have stolen the round. Did she steal the round? Maybe. I can see the 1-1, no bother at all. I can see her winning the first round. I scored it for Bishop, but again, Carmush definitely could have won that round. That late combo was very good. Liz was looking a bit cocky, I thought, at the start of the second. She was looking cocky throughout the fight, to be honest. She defended a takedown and landed a knee. Then Liz kind of tripped her in the guard. Jenna went for an armbar and it looked on because Carmush picked her up and slammed her, but she got to the spiderweb position. This was shades of Ronda Rousey, Liz Carmush back in the day, but this time Liz survived, but she got into a triangle here. And it would look dead on, landed some elbows. Then she got out though. Liz almost got a triangle of herself up to the feet. Liz was throwing hard. Both kind of went for heel hooks late, an odd sort of exchange. But Jenna Bishop definitely won that second round. Like, if we're talking about effective grappling. But anyway, it didn't matter. Went into the third. Liz Carmush looked really slow, and so did Jenna Bishop. And they were kind of waiting. And Liz just waited her out, to be honest, because at the end, Bishop tried to up the pace, came in, and it was like this odd kind of hooking combination that not odd is the wrong word, but it's something you wouldn't see often, but Liz Carmush does it. Aisling Daly, my compatriot, used to do an awful lot, and caught a lot of people with it as well. This kind of hook, body, head, body, or head, body, head even. And that's exactly what Liz Carmush did. And with the third of those 3 hooks, she caught her with the left hook, put her down, and finished her with a couple of shots of ground and pound. Liz Carmush clearly backed herself, clearly believed in herself going in here, and got the win. Afterwards, she says she wants to fight at 135 pounds. And it seemed like she was saying a tournament, but she kind of said a belt up there, so maybe that was it. But then she also called out Dakota Dacheva, who at the moment obviously is out injured after, I think she broke her hand, didn't she? No, I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but she definitely had a hand injury after the last fight. And she said, look, she gets back fit, let's do it. So very, very good stuff there. Then we had the 135 pounds title fight between Wetzel and Alves. And this was a bit of a frustrating fight because you watched the first 3 rounds and I had Alves up 3-0 after the first 3 rounds. And then Wetzel, the way he came on in round 5, kind of in round 4, it made you think, like, why didn't he do it throughout the fight? So the story of the first round was Alves' power. Wetzel opened up with a nice uppercut, but after that, he did a lot of calf kicks, but they reddened him up, but didn't have much of an effect throughout the fight. The overhand lefts were absolutely lovely for Alves. He was, barreling in and landing power. Definitely won the first to second. Again, the leg kicks from Justin were very, very good, but less as the round went on. Alves was pressuring and landing his left. His feints, I thought, were really, really good. Wetzel very reactive, fighting Alves' fight. The third, Wetzel a bit better, but landing nothing of significance. Alves landed all the power. Alves' leg was bothering him a little bit more here, but 3-0. He got a late takedown as well, and Wetzel's nose was bleeding. The fourth, I actually scored it for Wetzel, but maybe it was a little bit kind. Wetzel attacked the calf and opened up with a takedown. Alves got up immediately. He stopped the next takedown, landed a few hard lefts. Then Wetzel got a nice slam, but again, Alves got up. Alves got a takedown. Wetzel nearly got a guillotine. Alves landed a knee in the clinch. Again, close. I just leaned Wetzel. Wetzel definitely won the third round. Alves was landing more power again, but Wetzel started walking in and started letting his hands go, and he landed a lovely switch knee almost. It looked like it almost KO'd him at the time, watching back the replay. Not so much. Went for the darts, though. That looked good. Got out. Both were landing bombs. Crazy. Maybe 30 seconds there, and you're thinking Wetzel could have won this fight, but he chose not to fight it until the last 90 seconds, 200 seconds, whatever it was. Wetzel kind of slipped on a knee in, but it was towards the end, and he ended up losing the decision. And your champion for this year is Marcelo Alves. So, good fight, a great performance by Alves. A really good fifth round, but I would have liked to see more from Wetzel, if I'm being honest. Right, let's run through the rest of the cards. Mads Burnell and Robert Watley. Great win for Watley. I had Mads Burnell up 2 rounds here, striking early. Mads grapples quickly, but he can't get him down to control. Watley initially winning the striking, Mads hurt him with a combo after it was a cup check. Close second round. Burnell got into the quarter mount. Watley eye checked after the rounds. He was kind of closed up a bit. I think that was enough to give Burnell the round for me. And then Watley came on strong and landed a lot on the feet in the third. Excellent ground exchange. Watley landed some vicious ground and pound and ended up getting the finish. It was one of those ones where I was like, oh, he's landing a lot, but I don't think he's going to get the finish. But then he did. So fair play to him. Then we Juliana Velasquez and Ekaterina Shaklova in a rematch. This went to decision. This time it was Velasquez who won it. So Velasquez's jab was and keeping her at range. No takedown for Shaklova in the first. Velasquez looked more confident in the second, open up on the feet and sprawling. Velasquez flying knee late was a lovely shot. Shaklova did get a takedown in the third, but Velasquez got up and won on the feet. So she needed that win. I had her one of my good bets for today, and she got the win here. Badger Ali Walsh then got back to winning ways. Looked very tense in the first. Both were landing straight. Grundy probably won the first round, but Ali Walsh came back and won the second round. Higher output, nice leg kicks. Then Ali dropped him in the third. Nice body work and finished him with punches after that. Again, looked tense to start, but he got the job done in the end. So you can't criticize that. Love the matchmaking. Sabrina D'Souza against Soraya Orokozo, whose name I butchered there. Lovely teeps to the body early for D'Souza. Hands looked really, really good, but Soraya came back. Sabrina went for a standing guillotine. 3-0 against someone with 18 fights in, but she needed this because she's a world amateur champion. Brilliant, brilliant fighter. Soraya was landing a bit harder in the second, but Sabrina got a takedown. Very, very smart. She took the back, went for, got the body triangle, got up. But Sabrina countered well. Sabrina takedown with a minute left. Again was smart. Sabrina was picking her apart in the third. But the second, Soraya had some good moments in the second, but in the third, Sabrina just kind of picked her apart. 130-27 there. You gotta look out for this guy at bantamweight in the next fight. Renat Kavalov fighting out of Habib's team as well. Sharp stuff, knee up the middle and finished on the ground. We don't have much notes for this one because it went very, very quickly. Just looks so sharp on the feet and so good. Then we Kindy St. Louis and Chris Mixon. This ended in the first round as well. Bit of a shock here with Mixon. I believe was the underdog coming in here. Even enough fight until Mixon dropped him with a right hand, then dropped again with a straight right and stopped with ground and pound. St. Louis was looking for an armbar when it stopped. Okay, people were giving out about this iffy stoppage. He got worn 5-6 times. The armbar wasn't on. He wasn't pulling the arm. The arm was up to actually block shots from his face. When you're worn 5 or 6 times, you have no one to blame but yourself. You're giving the referee a decision to make there. I don't think it's a bad stoppage. And then in the first fight of the night, I love the judging in this one. This was Damon Nelson against Isaiah Diggs. Nelson ended up winning the decision, the split decision, but, you know, every round was split, I believe, but a very, very close fight. He landed the better power. Diggs was putting on the pressure. Nelson didn't make it easy on him at all with shots from the outside, but just too much damage for me from Nelson. And Diggs had the pressure, but he didn't win the fight. So, good judging there. And to be honest, very, very good judging throughout the night, especially in the main event. In another good main event and another good card from the PFL. I will be back next week with another preview for the final for the PFL in 2025. But until then, keep it locked to Sherdog.com. My name is Sheehan. I'll see you all next time.